Planet Coaster 2 has just dropped the news that a brand new, absolutely huge DLC is coming to the game, and it could genuinely be the biggest and the best DLC yet, as they've gone and added a new coaster that everyone has been asking for, tons and tons of new theming, and brand new ride types that I don't think anyone was expecting. And thanks to Frontier, I have exclusive access to all the information regarding this DLC that I can go through with you today. So make sure you watch all the way to the end of this video, as there's some very exciting new stuff flying about, and make sure you subscribe to the channel as well if you want to stay up to date on all things Planet Coaster 2 and see me build my very own custom parks and whatever the hell that is. And sorry to interrupt, I very recently announced that I will be riding Rita at Alton Towers 100 times in a row in aid of the Alzheimer's Society, and every milestone we hit with donations, more laps will be added. So go and donate to the Just Giving page and check out rita100.com down below. Enough with that, it's time to get into this brand new Planet Coaster 2 update and DLC, because yes, there is a free update coming alongside it, which debatably actually includes something that a lot of us have been asking for, and I think could be one of the best free update additions we've seen. But first, we have some brand new food stalls in the form of popcorn, candy floss, fries, donuts, and corn dogs. So literally every single stall you would normally see in a theme park. Big up to Chief Beef for expanding his palette. We're also finally getting ride photos on tracked rides and flumes, meaning if your guests are going down a water slide and going, they can now get a ride photo from that. So, lovely stuff. But what's also very lovely is the final addition, alongside many fixes of bugs and stuff, queue signs that finally feature live wait time information. You know how many times in my parks I've gone to the front of a ride and gone, oh, I'm going to place that down. What wait time shall I put it at? 5 minutes, 20 minutes, 450. Now we don't have to do that, because the game will actually work out how long that queue is and put it at the front of your ride if you choose to. Such a small little thing that literally means nothing to so many people, but I'm so glad they've added it, and I believe you can customize that as much as you want. You could stick it right at the top of the lift hill on the ride so people going up can laugh at how long the queue is now, because they waited 5 minutes and it's now 450 again. But as much as that free update is very nice, the new DLC coming alongside it is even nicer and might be the best DLC we've seen this game have. Because yes, that is right, the Silver Screen Pack is coming to Planet Coaster 2 on the 19th of August. And like I said, when I get into the details of this, oh, it's so good. You'll be able to craft spectacular movie sets and cinematic backdrops to bring your silver screen adventures to life. And you'll have everything you need to create the metropolis of your dreams. And it stars 7 thrill-filled rides, as well as a brand new entertainer. Even that sentence alone, we've had like maybe 4 or 5 rides in most DLCs. This one's bringing 7 and an absolute ton of theming to go with it. And even new soundtracks and sound effects, because there will be 9 cinema-inspired music tracks, 30 movie magic ambient sounds, and a whopping 80 plus new sound effects to make your movie feel real. Which again, I was maybe expecting maybe 2 or 3 soundtracks and maybe a couple sound effects. Nope. Have them all. And they've pretty much said have all the scenery as well, because there's going to be over 650 versatile new scenery pieces, which includes an Art Deco theme and a studio theme, with new visual and special effects, animatronics, vehicles, ambient sounds, like we've said, many of them. And this guy, Cornell Butterworth, which as much as I don't use them in my own parks, having DLCs always have that sort of mascot, I think is awesome, and I love the fact they've done that. But with those 2 sides to this pack, there's going to be that 1950s Art Deco style, and because it was literally the most popular pack in the previous game, I believe the entire Studios pack from Planet Coaster 1 is being ported over, and loads of new stuff is going to be added alongside it, which is just absolutely awesome, and also very annoying, because I just finished up my theme park Discovery Studios, and then they go and release this DLC. Like, why couldn't I have waited to build that park? Maybe I'll have to utilize some of this DLC in my next park coming later this month. I know you may like the fact there's theming and there's a new entertainer and we've got the old stuff back, but I know why you're here. You're here to hear about the new rides. And when I first watched this trailer, and my jaw was on the floor, because our first 2 rides actually come back from Planet Coaster 1, the first of which being Re-Motion, which is that sort of motion robot arm ride where they sort of strap you in and the robot arm goes And now having seen the likes of Monsters Unchained at Epic Universe, I'm really excited to see what people make with that. And alongside that, we're getting back the tram tour, where your guests can sit in that tram and go around, I don't know, maybe a movie set, make their way into a movie premiere, maybe make their way into a massive canyon that just has a petrol tank truck and then it all goes wrong. Maybe even like a Jaws section or something where there's a shark and then a bystander throws a grenade in. There's loads of opportunities with that big screen tour, and I'm just glad to see it back in Planet Coaster 2. Now, another ride in this pack, I wasn't actually aware they were calling this a ride until just now, is literally just the cinema room. So I know a lot of people have been asking for just literally a sit-down cinema where they can play their own custom media and make guests watch it. You can now have a cinema room in your park with tons of different seats, and yeah, you could theme all of that up or just literally stick it in a warehouse and call it a day. Maybe we could watch Angry Birds in 4D. But no word of a lie, the description of that says give your guests a taste of movie magic as they take their seats and behold absolute cinema. A ride that's going to be very useful for a lot of different theme park builds is Ground Control, a classic flat ride that will literally swoop and soar you around in a circle where guests oscillate on these arms going up and down. I don't know if they control it, but I guess it's a game, so why would they actually control it? This is what they're going to be doing all around that ride. And again, it might just seem like a small family flat ride, but I definitely found when I was building parks, there wasn't enough generic flat rides like that, and with all these DLCs recently, and this one, that is a really good addition. So I'm glad that's being added too. But the next 3 rides I'm going to go into, 2 of them I didn't see coming at all, and the coaster is just so cool to finally see in this game. And I'm going to start first with the slot car. Now you might be thinking, oh, is it just some little car ride? Oh, you can take a car around the park. VIP experience. No, it is exactly like Radiator Springs Racers, or Test Track in a way, where they've actually made 2 different car variants, like an old-timey one and more of a modern one, that you can theme up however you want to, and you can race them against each other. If you wanted to do it like Test Track, you could have your own one and just have it go around on a single track, which again is really annoying because I just made an F1 Test Track ride. Why? I should have waited. And that is going to be an absolutely incredible ride to build in a park. Racing those cars around, and it's got different versions of the track with the barriers up and the barriers not there. There'll be so much opportunity with that, and I just wasn't expecting to see that at all. Along with the 4th wall ride. Now again, you might be thinking, oh, 4th wall, you know, there's a wall behind me, there's a wall there, wall there. You are the 4th wall. They have added the Intamin dynamic motion stage platform, aka the ride type that was made for Dance Macabre at Efteling. And the whole platform itself rotates, as does the individual cars. It obviously tips forwards and backwards, and obviously raises up and down. Having built one of these in Isle of Discovery using rotational pieces and trying to work that around my brain, shout out. Honestly, I'm so glad to see this ride type in the game, although I was just not expecting it, like I've said a million times. And it's just amazing. This game is going in such a great direction. I think that's going to be a fan favorite from now on. As I also think will be the brand new roller coaster coming to the game. And whenever you ask anyone that plays Planet Coaster 2 what coaster would they like to see in the game, they always say, oh, a Max Striker. Well, it's not that. Although please, Frontier, add that next time. I'd love that. And then I tell them no. And they go, oh, actually, I'd quite like the new Generation Vekoma Flying Coaster that so far only one has ever been built in Fly at Phantasialand. That has now been added to the Silver Screen pack, and it has all the mechanisms of the actual real-life Vekoma one. Sorry, it's Vector in Planet Coaster 2, and I just can't believe that this is finally in the game. The track type obviously just follows that original Vekoma track, and you're going to be able to have launches on this. From what I've seen already, I think the trains and the restraints look really good. The front section of the train is quite large, but I'm sure you can cover that up with some theming. And as much as it's awesome to see that coaster in the game, I was worried that they might put it in and just not sort of do the actual section going back into the station, which isn't like a normal flying coaster that comes in flying and then goes, oh, we're sat down now. It's actually really strange because the track is flying and then it sort of turns and the seats rotate, so you're now sitting. So in a way, it's like this. That was a great reenactment, and I was worried that they wouldn't do that in the game, but they have gone and added that, and that's how it gets back into the station. And honestly, what an addition to this game. What an addition this whole DLC is, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it, especially that Vector new gen flying coaster, because That is just going to be insane. Who's going to be the first person to remake Fly? I'll give a Freddo to whoever does. What a DLC and update this is going to be, and it all comes out on the 19th of August. And like I said, I can't wait to get my hands on it. So make sure you subscribe, because I'll be posting a video when I do get my hands on it. And maybe I'll be the first person to remake Fly, so I can give myself a Freddo. And that studio theme park I did create stupidly before this DLC came out. If you want to see what that was all about, then click on either one of these, one of which, the all coasters POV, so you can just skip to the end and see what they all look like, or the playlist, where I actually ended up building the whole thing over 25 episodes. It was a very fun series. Go and watch it.